Today on the Broken Clock, I will be finishing a music folder cabinet holder that I built for my wife's classroom a couple of years ago. She got a sudden influx of choir students and needed somewhere for them to all put their folders. And I ran out of uh, my dividers 3/4 of the way through the job. And so it spent 2 years on the wall. And the rest of the video will be voiceover because I already shot it all and realized I forgot to turn my mic on.
This is a KALLAX unit from IKEA with fiberboard dividers. I wound up using a router to cut slots in the top and bottom with which to slide the fiberboard dividers. As you can tell, they're corrugated, kind of like cardboard, so that's one thing to remember is it really doesn't have a lot of support once it goes into the slot. So I wound up using expanding foam sprayed in there to help kind of glue it in place and support it. And it does work. It kind of makes a mess. So do some planning. If I had to do it again, I would have done that from the start and put the spray foam in the back just a little bit to help it. I had Home Depot rip my fiberboard into 15-inch wide sections, made it a little easier to get in the car, and then set up this jig to cut those into 13 3/4 inch, as that's what I measured my actual height that I needed to be. So I wound up with a 13 3/4 inch by 15-inch, roughly 15-inch for the depth. That way I could just trim off a little bit of extra at the end and make it fit. You don't have to have a table saw to make precise fits. I spent about 10 minutes setting this up, maybe, and it gave me really, really consistent cuts. It's actually what I used last time when I built the whole thing. After test fitting all of the pieces, I trimmed them to length. If in this part, if anything, err on the short side because an extra 1/4 of an inch isn't really a big deal in depth because it'll go all the way to the front and leave a slight gap in the back. If you have it too long, it'll push out against the wall. As you can see, this is the final product with the dividers fitted. I had an issue with my expanding foam in that I didn't have the straw for it anymore, and so it really didn't go down in that gap well. And so when I slid the fiberboard forward, it kind of made a mess. You might just think about, if you want to do something like that, using it just at the very back when you're inserting them. This is the final product hung in my wife's classroom. I used the factory safety hangers on the top, and there is a piece of 1x2 underneath that is supporting the back of the cabinet and is screwed into the studs.